lone star flickers within the void and dies. Then another and another. All things that are born must one day perish. Amid the ruins of creation, a single planet remains, still alive, still resisting, still hoping. The final world. This world should have died long ago. Its seas had dried, its skies had turned to poison, its lands had become wastelands of ash and stone. Yet life endured. Against every law of survival, they persisted. The end of a universe cannot be denied. When the final hour arrives, all things must perish. Mortals, kings, civilizations, even the gods who rule that universe. None are exempt from the cycle. Thousands gather before a colossal temple carved into ancient stone. Their final sanctuary, their final prayer. Then a radiant figure descends from the heavens, a messenger of the gods. Its presence illuminates the dying world. Its voice echoes across the land, like distant thunder wrapped in calm. Children of this fading world, the cycle ends tonight. Be grateful. Your lives were a gift. The people fall to their knees. Prayers fill the air. Tears stream down weathered faces. Not in fear, not in anger, but in acceptance. The end has come. Among the thousands kneeling before the temple, one man remained standing, unshaken, unbowed. Kael. As the world burned around him, he watched his people die. Not from war, not from famine, not from their own failures, but by the decree of those who called themselves gods. His hands trembled, not with fear, with rage, with grief. You call this mercy? My people still live. They still fight. And yet you would erase them for the sake of a law. The messenger looked upon him with something close to pity. You do not understand. This is not destruction. It is balance. The heavens remained silent, did not agree. The ground split apart. Rivers of fire erupted from below. The dying world screamed. Men, women, and children vanished within the flames. And Kael watched. He watched everything he loved disappear. And something inside him broke. The first sin. Then he moved. A mortal rushing a god. An act so impossible that even the messenger hesitated. Kael charged through fire and ruin, through falling stone and collapsing earth. And he leapt. His hands seized the divine being. For the first time, a god recoiled. The radiant form flickered, its perfect light fractured. But Kael no longer cared what was possible. He drove his blade into the god's back. Light erupted across the heavens. The divine essence shattered, not into the world, into him. The power of a god flowed into his body, consumed, absorbed, his eyes ignited with celestial fire. The universe had witnessed countless endings, but never this. He did not pray. He did not kneel. He did not accept the fate written for him. He killed the divine, and in doing so, became something else. The end arrives, not for a world, not for a civilization, for everything. Stars vanish into darkness. Galaxies collapse into nothing. Space tears apart. Time loses all meaning. Reality folds in upon itself. And then, silence, no light, no sound, no life. The universe is gone. Yet one thing remains. Kael'Tor, alone within an endless void, drifting through the corpse of creation, unaging, unbroken, untouched by the fate that claimed all else. The gods had perished, the stars had perished, even time itself had perished. But he endured, for ages beyond counting. He drifted, alone within the endless void. No stars, no worlds, no voices, nothing but darkness and memory. He had survived the death of a universe, and now he ruled over its grave, a king of nothing, a prisoner of eternity. Time no longer existed, yet still he wandered. Then he found it, a colossal structure floating within the void, neither machine nor monument. It was a structure of 5 immense cores, the central framework upon which the universe itself had been built. Kael reached out and touched it, and the truth found him. Visions flooded his mind, not of creation, not of gods, but of what lay beneath them all, the cycle, endless. And for the first time since the death of his people, Kael understood. The universe had not betrayed him. Existence itself had. Kael stood frozen. The truth echoed through his mind. Universe after universe, world after world, an endless chain of creation and extinction. For the first time since the death of his people, he wept. Tears burned across his face, not from sorrow, not anymore, from fury. Every life, every civilization, every dream ever born, condemned from the beginning, sacrificed to a cycle no one had chosen. His voice trembled as he stared into the endless void. If gods can destroy worlds, then I will destroy gods. If this cycle demands death, then I will end the cycle itself. The darkness shuddered. The void itself seemed to recoil, and Kael's shadow stretched across eternity. Then creation began anew. A new universe was born. The first stars ignited. Galaxies blossomed across the newborn cosmos. Life stirred within countless worlds, and before all of them, he arrived. Using the divine power stolen from the messenger he had slain, Kael tore open a gateway between death and creation. He stepped through, crossing from a dead universe into a living one. Kael'Tor, the first being of the new cosmos, not born within it, but carried across the death of reality itself. Ages passed. He watched civilizations rise beneath unfamiliar skies. He watched kingdoms grow, empires flourish, heroes emerge, and everywhere he looked, the same gods remained. Worshipped, praised, feared, the architects of the cycle, the executioners waiting for the final hour. Kael challenged them again and again. He waged war against heaven itself, but each battle ended the same way: defeat. The messenger had been only one servant, one fragment of a far greater order. The gods ruled by the thousands, ancient, united, overwhelming, and no matter how much power Kael gained, it was never enough. He had killed one, but the heavens held thousands, broken, defeated, alone upon a dead world. Kael lay beneath a sky filled with distant stars. For centuries, he had fought the gods. For centuries, he had lost. He had challenged heaven with rage, and heaven had answered with power beyond his reach. Yet, as he stared into the endless cosmos, something changed. Not anger, understanding. The gods could not be defeated by a single warrior, not even one who had survived the death of a universe. His war had been flawed from the beginning. Kael rose to his feet. His voice was quiet, calm, more dangerous than it had ever been before. Then I will not fight them. Not yet. The ages passed. Centuries became millennia. Entire civilizations rose and vanished. Empires turned to dust. And while the gods watched the stars, Kael disappeared into the shadows. There, he hunted the lesser gods, the messengers, the servants who carried out the will of heaven. One by one, they vanished. One by one, their power became his, consumed, absorbed, added to the growing strength of the last survivor of a dead universe. And all the while, he built, hidden beyond the sight of the gods, worlds of steel emerged from empty space. Artificial planets large enough to house entire civilizations. Stars were captured, chained, their endless fire transformed into power. Factories the size of continents awakened. Machines without number rolled from their assembly lines. What began as a survivor's vengeance became something far greater. An empire, a future, a weapon aimed at the heavens. He did not build an army. He built a future capable of outliving the gods. At the edge of the cosmos, Kel stood alone. Before him stretched an empire unlike anything the universe had ever seen. His gaze turned toward the heavens, toward the gods who still ruled from beyond mortal sight. Let them sleep. By the time they awaken, there will be no heaven left to save. And so the ages marched forward. Civilizations celebrated new dawns. Stars continued to shine. Life flourished across countless worlds, unaware that a survivor from a dead universe had declared war upon creation itself. And with every new dawn came the shadow of Kael'Tor, the last being of a dead universe, who became the first being of a new one.